Hello, hello! Hello, June! Ian, Blue, you're here too. Hello. How are you all doing tonight? I don't know, I just had food, so I guess I'm okay. Still having a bit of an annoying cough, but you know, it's that time of year, I guess. Is good. It's not a password stream, so I'm good. Oh my god, Ian. Ian, we're like halfway through what we need to do with Haas's route, and then we can go back to Tyson. Like, it's all good. It's all good. Terrible. All cats all day? What? Fane, what is this cryptic message? Or are you just referring to Haas being a lion? But I did find this image that would like your opinion. Wait, isn't that would like your opinion? Although I do respect that you are just gonna speed through the Haas stuff just for me. Tyson Sims are very scary. Oh my god, June. June, you got no idea. It was fun though. It was very fun. I've gone from Nekogishi to Pervader. Many felines. Time for more of Best Boy Alan, right? Josh, you're cranking them out. Am I? I'll put it in the replies of the thingy thing. Okay. Also, hello, Aaron. Hello, Selkie. Welcome. Are you implying that I'm fat because I take up 200 gigabytes on your phone? Oh my god. Blue. But yes, Gururumon is fat. This is just, it is what it is. He's a chunky boy. You've been uploading very frequently. It's quite nice to see, honestly. Okay. It's really just I'm streaming a bit more often. That's really the only difference. Well, you would be, but of course we get through like one scene because we get distracted too much. Oh my god, Aaron, don't call me out like that. It's fine. We got through like 50 scenes in Password. We did go through like, what, 9 days? Ah. Look at these beautiful rotated saves. It's really true though. It's important, guys. It's really important. You gotta rotate them saves. Soon I found myself in a gray, barren realm again. The shadow was standing in front of me, this time closer, with a show of anticipation. I felt its thinking eyes regard me. It had the frame of a man, and looking at it more closely, realizing it had whiskers and a tail. It was a feline, like myself, but also unlike myself. I was certain it wasn't some kind of ghostly double. It was taller and had a powerful presence beyond its strange, ob- obfuscating qualities. There were many times in the past when I'd experienced nightmares with visible visages, less disturbing than this one. Yet in this instance, I was not terrified. The realization of that numbness scared me more than the thing itself. My vision goes blurry once more. The dream is fading. I see the shadow become a blob of nothing, and everything else turns into the same absence. Morning comes with the sound of crows. Of crowing. That's it. Crowing roosters, and made me drowsy. I felt comfortably. I slept comfortably, or so my body seems to tell me. My head did not agree. I will lay here a little while longer. It was the second night in a row I had spent in a strange bed. I huffed uselessly. That's that word, right? Yes. There would be many more nights like these. Best get used to them. It took me a few weeks to settle into a restful habit of sleep back in the worker camp, but even that place had its heady disturbances, which never left me. What? None of us can spell tonight. Bless. Josh has influenced us. Oh my god. My spelling's not that bad, right? It's pretty bad. I rolled over and glimpsed through the darkness at the floor where I had thrown my boots and leather pouch the night before. The notebook was still with me, that thing which was supposed to help improve my reading and writing skills. Frustration, that's it. Frustration rattled me. I felt both exhilarated and disturbed by our circumstances. Things were so much simpler just a few days ago. Alan had a plan for me to study under him and follow in his footsteps, and I was eager to do everything he was telling me. In a way, that goal seemed even more realistic now. Being able to do magic, I would have the entire set of tools which Alan used for identifying enchantments. Of course, all of that was disrupted by the accident with the dagger. Now my life and Gymsar's were hanging in the balance. You can have dinner in a diner, at least. They're tangential. Look, I just forgot the extra N. You know what I meant, not what I typed. Just with a glance, that darn notebook reminded me of how everything became so messy. Why am I even so upset? I'm happy to be on the road with Alan and Gymsar. It's the most exciting thing that has happened in my life. I can't deny that Gymsar figured out some truth within me. I do want to learn magic, more so than I care for the cure. That can't be right. I didn't realize it until he said it, but it's true. Am I so foolish? Is it obvious to everyone? Can Alan see it? I feel so lost, so helpless. If there is a cure for this affliction, I will never be able to find it. Yeah. At least if I learn magic, I can say it wasn't all for nothing. Yes, that's it. I don't have any control over this thing that's killing me, so I'm desperate to gain some kind of control of it. As crazy as it sounds, this hanging doom gives me life. It threatens the end of me, but also shows me potential I had never thought possible. I must convince Alan to teach me a spell today. Maybe then I'll feel like I'm able to do something. Spurred by my new purpose, I sprung out of bed and put on my boots. As I approached the door, I heard Alan and Gymsar bickering. I step outside and saw them locked in their argument, leaning over the same table from the night before. Nobody else was around. What are these two arguing about?
It's dangerous.
I can handle it.
It's not just about you, boy.
Don't call me boy. I edged over to them. Once they noticed me, the tension in their shoulders subsided, and they stopped arguing. He ate the diner pretty quick. No, stop. We just need to feel what Josh means, not read it. Man, my high school band director would always say, do what I meant, not what I said, because he would always get his words mixed up, and we would just have to know what he meant. Like, it was not a fun time. Alan tried to force a smile.
Ah, good morning, Remus.
Ellen always has that dopey smile. What's wrong with that? Good morning. Gymsar scoffs. He stormed off outside. Alan raises his voice at him before he could leave.
You are free to stay here if you don't like it.
With that, Alan sat in one of the chairs and fought against his frown, trying to smile. He pointed an inviting hand towards the chair across from him. I sat down. There was gruel and a tea prepared for us. It looked like they had eaten already. The umbral I looked this up 2 days ago. How did I already forget how to read it? Dossier, yeah. Lay there as well, to the side. I attended to my meal while speaking with Alan. What was that about? Alan rubbed his hands and looked from side to side before settling on me.
I've decided that we will visit a sanctuary.
And Gymsar's not happy about that?
Not happy at all. He wants to go after Umbral.
That's what Heron said we should do. Dossier? Oh my god, it's bad. I'm sorry, guys.
Of course he would say that. He wants us to spy for them. Why else do you think he would, he told us so much about Umbral?
I glanced over to the dossier. It did seem strange for the Silverin watch spy master to brief us about their movements. Still, it's undeniable that they have what we're looking for.
Besides, those rogues are too troublesome.
You don't think it's safe to go to them?
No, Remus.
He leaned forward and struck the table with his fist, startling me and shaking the bowl.
They almost killed you.
I remember the thief holding me and pressing the knife against my neck as Alan and the watchman stood by. That memory was terrible. Paralyzing weakness unsettled me. Some kind of magic had been used on me at that time. I was now certain of it. And then the explosion. It had felt like a slow death, unable to move, strangling uselessly like a bug caught in a spider's web. Despite the trauma, I understood that they weren't there to kill anyone. They just wanted that dagger. I don't think they wanted to kill anyone.
Their idiocy managed to end lives. You too have had your life threatened. It makes no difference what their intentions were. Umbral will not be our focus, not yet. We have other, safer options we can explore.
A sanctuary?
Yes, I know a place. 2 or 3 days travel. Northeast of here.
You don't want to check out the, cache first?
Why would we? Heron said they destroyed all the items.
What if he lied? What if he said it just so that he could convince us to go after Umbral?
Perhaps he did. If those items were destroyed last night, or weren't destroyed last night, they surely destroyed now.
You think he'd do that? Alan sighed, then drew his lips straight, trying to hold back annoyance.
I don't know this man, Remus. Either he does care about Gymsar and spoke truthfully, or he lied about it and sent someone to deal with the cache. Either way, we're not getting a dagger out of it.
I nodded, feeling a bit silly for holding on to that hope. Well, it's going to be great visiting a sanctuary. I can learn magic there.
That's not why we're going. Though it should be good for you to see such a place. We're going to try and access a sanctuary library. I need to research Nigati tools. They may even have a dagger we could use.
Okay, but Alan... He glances at me with a quirked brow. I want you to teach me some magic before we get there. Please. He rolled his eyes again and muttered to himself, yet he smiled.
I am the caretaker of 2 boys, it seems.
I snickered. He had protested, but I knew he would do it in the end. In the month that I had gotten to know him, I came to learn that Alan's mind was very changeable as long as you approach his gentle side.
How are you so certain you can even learn? You don't know anything yet.
Isn't that the point?
There's learning, and then there's learning how to learn.
I was doing those readings and writing exercises, though. Shouldn't that help?
It should. When you will read and write, there's no time for that kind of study, though.
What other kind of study is there?
Study from within. The fundamentals of magic are more about attuning your senses and perspective on the world. You meditate and bring out your awareness. Have you felt anything strange lately? Any weird feelings or observations? Other than this affliction, of course.
Not really.
Oh,
there's this one strange dream I had. He perked up at that. I was in an empty desert, naked, and there's a standing shadow.
A standing shadow? Your shadow?
No, I'm pretty sure it was its own thing. It moved by itself, too. And I felt something on my belly. I think it was this affliction. Alan leaned back and narrowed his eyes, staring at me and through me. Okay, we got there.
What else happened?
Nothing. I just woke up.
Were you able to move?
No, or barely. I think I could look around, but I couldn't move my arms or legs. He went to scratch his chin.
Yes, that kind of dream is a Pervader thing. Although it is strange you have this shadow there with you.
What do you mean? You've had a dream like this too?
Oh yes. Do you dream often?
Not a lot, but often enough, I guess.
Well.
You're
likely not going to experience normal dreams anymore.
Just empty deserts?
That's how it's going to be for a while, yes. It means the back of your mind is attuning itself already.
I don't understand.
It's nothing to worry about. Not yet, anyway. If you find yourself in that place again, just think about waking up and you will exit the dream.
What if that shadow tries to do something to me? What if he just, starts moving on the screen? It would be terrifying. Alan chuckled.
The shadow creature from your dreams. No, Remus, I don't think you have to worry about it.
Okay. I sunk in my chair, disappointed in Alan's dismissive attitude. The shadow creature estranged me more than the empty desert dreamscape, but all of it was strange and alien to me. What if you started touching me naughtily? Oh my god, Aaron. Terrible, terrible. It's just that I don't know if I can sleep well if I don't understand it. Alan stared at me and read my discomfort. He readjusted in his seat and leaned in to explain.
This dream, it is the byproduct of the way your mind has altered becoming a pervader. The subconscious is the province of dreams, as well as a gate from for the energies we use in magic. It's one of the ways the change manifests itself. Over time, you will begin to feel other alterations, more or less subtle.
That sounds eerie.
It isn't. It truly isn't. I'm doing a terrible job of calming you down. Here's one good aspect to it. Your mind will become sharper and more alert from now on.
What about the shadow creature? Alan shrugged.
I've never heard of such a thing before. You could manifest such a creature yourself, but you say it appeared there without your choosing. Perhaps it represents something in your subconscious, like a fear or an anxiety. I know there are dream interpreters among the folkwise that say such things, although as pervaders, our dreams are not so mysterious.
Remember when the dragon got super handsy in Knight's College? Yeah! That scene was great.
Our dreams are like playgrounds. You will be able to gain control of your dreams and do with them what you want. Perhaps the shadow creature was just a momentary figure in the first of your pervader dreams. Once you train your mind, you will be able to banish it. Pervaders who develop this this ability use it to practice while sleeping. It's quite useful.
Practice? What can you practice while dreaming?
Magic, of course.
That works?
As I said, dreams and magic flow through the same subconscious. You are in fact more powerful in dream than you are in the waking world. Some pervaders are even able to escape their dreams and do more. But it is too early for you to concern yourself with these dreams. Just know that it's a good thing. It means you have a healthy mind. Now hurry up and finish your meal. We have a long journey ahead of us today, and we can't waste time.
While I attended to the rest of my breakfast, Alan started browsing the documents Heron had given us. He glances over them, turning pages without any focus or intent to study. At times, he would look around elsewhere, scratch at an itch or sigh. The papers didn't seem to interest him that much. Earlier, he and Gymsar had butted heads. Now both their moods are sour. Alan had decided on a course of action which didn't sit well with the marshal's son, who must be frustrated that a pervader is calling the shots. They are no closer to being friends than they were back in the chariot. I didn't have much success with Gymsar either, but I am adamant to try again. Before we go, Can you wait in here for a few minutes?
For what?
I want to go outside and talk to Gymsar. If you're going to keep traveling together, if we're going to keep traveling together, there shouldn't be any bad blood between us. He's distant, and I didn't want him to be like that. Ah, Chase, hello. I want us to be friends. Ellen stares stares for a few seconds, then nods.
Good. He needs a friend. He may be standoffish now, but his attitude will change in time. I am sure of it. You have a way of making people like you, Remus.
Leave. Oh my god. And stay with Alan. Oh my god. His eyes stayed on me for a few moments, and then glanced down away. He ran his fingers in circles over the table, lightly scratching at it. We're probably going to be together.
We're probably going to be together for a while. Longer than any of us are likely to guess. They won't be many people out there who will help us. So, you have the right idea. We need to look after one another. Sometimes I lose my head. That I shouldn't. I am older and not as charming as I once was.
You're charming.
Not charming at all.
What? He chuckled bitterly. Alan is too much dad for you? Aaron, do you not like daddies?
If you can get through to him, then you will make this journey much easier for him, and for us. Go ahead, work your magic on him.
Oh, don't call it that. That's weird. I stood up and headed for the exit. That really depends. What? Is there such a thing as too daddy on the daddy scale? Like, come on, Aaron. Their relationship seems too much like father and son. You know what? I can see that, Aaron. I can see that. It's a little bit true, actually. And that repressed gay has no spice. Alan is where it's at. There's a difference between dad and daddy. We discussed this. You know, it's true. It's true. The bright morning glare nearly blinded me as I stepped outside. Some of the men from yesterday were attending to their village routine, as when I first seen them, now they held no concern for me. As a strange situation to see them out and about like farmers, and to know that they were much more than what they appeared. But reading's hard, guys. I never imagined I'd become involved with people like that. Gymsar wasn't in sight, yet I heard him grunt nearby, so as if engaged in some heavy task. I walked alongside the inn and turned the corner. I found him near the cellar hatch, through which we passed the night before. Gymsar, what are you doing? Renpai, please. Please understand. Let Remus get that, Oh my god. Oh, okay, there we go. He was standing, sword in hand, bracing in front of the straw dummy. Oh, there is a straw dummy. Oh my god. It's in the background. I see, I see. He was standing sword in hand, braced in front of a straw dummy. His arms were quick, whipping with his sword at the target. When he swung too hard, he yelled. 1, 2 swift horizontal cuts. Then he came down with a third, a heavy strike cutting deep. Strawy needles flew off of the target as a large chunk dropped from its right side. I made no effort to silence my footsteps. He noticed me standing there. He only paused for a moment before continuing to spar with his lifeless opponent. I ambled towards him, keeping a mild manner as I approached. That thing seems to be dead already. I thought a silly remark like that would ease him up a bit. He's so serious though. Like, I feel like that would not work. Only as I got closer did he slow down his assault. He stopped and turned to look at me. A few droplets of sweat dewed on his forehead, and his eyes showed a numbing frustration. Are you afraid you'll have to use that? I nodded towards the swords in his hand. With a skillful motion, he lifted the blade at the height of his chest, turning it over and inspecting it. That seemed to have shaken off some of his bad mood. You learn to fight in case you need it. It's not about being afraid. It's about being ready. Have you ever used it against a person? Of course. Us watchmen spar amongst ourselves every day. To keep our skills and senses sharp. I mean, against someone who would want to do you harm. He stared at me for a moment, then put the sword back in his scabbard. That's what that word is. Almost. That night. Thank you. His brow jerked upwards in surprise. Oh, for what? For coming to my rescue back in Chariot. I should have said it sooner. If you weren't there, I wouldn't. I don't know what would have happened to me. So, thank you for saving my life. He glances left and right, nodding away in a quick, jerky motion. It looks like he doesn't know how to accept thanks. Sure, you know, it's my duty as a watchman to protect people against pervaders. It's just a shame you had to become one yourself. The sigil gives you an unsteady, apprehension against me. He cannot see past it, and it seems he cannot see his own. I felt an urge to point it out, but I knew that wouldn't do any good. If I am to become his friend, what? Only friend? Nothing more? I must better understand him. So, Alan said we should visit a sanctuary. He's a kitty cat. He gonna be playful. Just like Haas, right, Ian? He looked away inside, offering no comment. He wanted to do something else. Umbral are out there with our dagger. It's baffling to me why we are not chasing after them. Do you think the three of us can take them on? Look, it's not like that, okay? I'm not dumb. Just don't go knocking on doors and demanding the dagger. What would you do? I would go to Tinder Hall. We've known for a long time that they circle that area. Now, with Heron's information, we know a little bit more. They've been friendly with one of our locals, a healer. Not sure why, but it doesn't matter. That's our lead. Do you think this healer will tell us where to find them?
Doesn't matter if he tells us anything. We can just follow him and see whom he is talking to. You saw how they approached us. They were sneaky. If you weren't there that night to raise the alarm, they probably would have gotten away with it. We can borrow some of their own tactics. Wait for an opportunity to show up, then snatch the dagger back, just like they did to us. If we're lucky, we might be able to put spokes in their wheels, ruin some of their other plans. Oh, those kind of spokes. Okay, I got it. I understand. Heron gave us good info. We would be mad not to use it to our advantage. Wouldn't it be better if Alan found a dagger at the sanctuary? Better for whom? He doesn't know whether or not he'll find one there. How could he? If these daggers were as common, we would have heard about them by now. We would have known there was a way to turn people into pervaders. You're right. We can't be sure we'll find a dagger in the sanctuary. Umbral could be too dangerous, though. I mean, we're not an army. It's just you, me, and Alan. I'm a bit afraid, to be honest. If we had, excuse me. If we had to watch with us, things would be different, but we're on our own, Gymsar. All we can do is make sure we stick together and make the right call. Alan, at least, has some knowledge about all this magic stuff. If he says we have a better chance of finding solution in a sanctuary, then maybe that's our best option. Yes. And if he's wrong, Alan said we could follow up on Umbral afterwards. He said that? Alan is not unreasonable. He can change his mind if we talk to him. We need to get along. We need to be able to rely on each other. If we fight amongst ourselves, Umbral wins. Gymsar turns away. He sighed and kicked at the piece of straw littering the ground. Although he said nothing for a while, I understood his brooding silence to mean he had yielded to Alan's plan. He will push aside his doubts and go along with me and Alan, even though he is against it. That wasn't enough for me, though. What if we went after Umbral and something bad happened? I would gladly die fighting against them. His voice was shaky with reckless courage, and held within it a deafening blindness towards mine and Alan's fate. Is it the kind of brashness that stems from a good heart? He pricks at those and does not want to harm. I can fight against Umbral directly. Then at least I am doing something. It's not just me, you know. I'm a watchman. I'm supposed to protect people against this kind of stuff. My little brother is waiting for me back home in Andary. Ardani. I got an older brother too, a mother and a father. And they will want to see me again, because before I left them, I promised that I would return to visit in a year. That was half a year ago, and now I have half more to go. You're very brave. You saved my life, and I thank you again for that. I'm not as brave or as skilled as you. I can't help you against the Umbral. Right now, the only thing I can do is be cautious and learn. I think that's my best bet if I am to survive this, because I have a promise to keep to the people who love me. You made that promise too, to your father. It wasn't a promise against Umbral, but to him, because he wants to see you safe, again. Isn't that what it's all about? He glances away for a moment to gather his thoughts. My father is the best person I know, or will ever know. He told me to help you find a dagger, and that is what I am going to do. I may disagree on how we go about it, but I also have to keep my promises. And still, my father, both of us broke our oaths doing things this way. All of this is all of this is way outside of what we normally do as watchmen.
Gymsar's shaking hand squeezes the sword's handle. He looks away from me, down to the chunk he had sliced off the dummy. Is the watch more important than your own family? Again, he looks at me with a heartfelt unease, as if to say anything would be bad. If it were my duty to protect others, and it is noble to serve that duty, then why should I be doing this? Why should I spend so much time saving my own life instead of other people's lives here? Why? Why can't I, why couldn't I say that the watch is more important? If that was true, it would be easy to say. He looked back at me and showed a measure of hopeful anticipation. In my head, I think that all of this is wrong, but in my heart, I do not know. Sir Marshall said you had to let Alan help us. Your father is wise. Alan is too. They know better than us. It's not yet our turn to go against them. Gymsar looked around and nodded again, letting his doubts escape through a sigh. All right, we will go to the sanctuary. I didn't need convincing, you know. I would have gone along with Alan regardless of what you said. If you feel better about what we're doing, then all of us will feel better about it. He stepped forward and we headed for the front of the inn. There's something else I want to say. Alan is going to find a cure for us, and I'll do everything I can to help out. I'm not that smart, and I don't know magic, and frankly, I'm not confident I'll be much help, but I'll do my best. You said that this affliction of ours is linked to the sigil, and the sigil makes us pervaders, able to use magic. On instinct, he moves his hand down and presses against his lower hip. If we have to lose our sigils to lose this affliction, then so be it. I accept that. What I mean is, I want you to know that you don't have to worry about me getting in the way. Gymsar shook his head. Last night, I was upset and rude. I am sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said. You'll do right by us. I understand that now. You weren't lying. You weren't entirely wrong. I know that magic doesn't sit well with you, and I really want to learn it. I was too excited to think clearly about what it all meant. What you said made me rethink things. He turned to look at me for the first time. I saw an inkling of a smile. Okay. Come on, Renpai, you can do it. My computer has been acting up a little bit recently. I think there's a couple things I need to clean up. Help make the computer run a little bit better. But I'm not a smart person. So, it is what it is. I'll make a save just to do things. And actually, I have to the show is small. I'm going to quickly use the restroom real quick. So I will be back. Hello! I is back. Hopefully. I want to see the smile. What? The game would rather crash than show his smile. Did you fill up your drive with porn again? No. I don't save porn. What do you take me for? It is what it is. I don't leave these tabs open anymore. Probably. Scroll back once. What? Ah. Oh. What? Oh. Smile. That's cute. What? 1% for night. Oh no. Oh, also because of yesterday, where I didn't bring all of my, my designer belts down, right? But I brought 01's belt down because I think that one's really funny. Because reasons, And I never get to show these off, right? Actually, I did wear this to a college class once, which was really funny. But these things make so much noise, you don't even know. Okay. If they weren't so expensive, they'd probably... Wait. If they weren't so expensive, he'd probably wear them every day. Only maybe a little bit. Josh, we know you're... Josh, we know we hear it loud and clear. Would I enter too? Don't worry, Dragon, don't worry. Hey, that teacher, one of my teachers that day gave me extra credit for doing the whole pose and chant during class. That was really funny. She thought it was really fun, like the whole thing. And so she gave me extra credit for the upcoming test. It was real funny.
Oh, Remus!
As we walked, Alan turned the corner and met us. He stood there while we approached. He saw us walking alongside each other. When his eyes met mine, I smirked. He smiled back. Although I had become used to seeing Gymsar's face locked in a disappointed frown, I knew now that his mood was not always like that.
All right. Which way are we headed, Alan?
Alan gave him a respectful nod.
Further north still, and a bit to the east. The place is called
Gurion? Gurion? Is that how I pronounce that? How? Why is there an H here? Vale. Oh, okay. Vale Gurion. Gurion. Okay.
And if the road is good to us, we should be there in 3 days. Good. Let's not waste any more time then.
And so we walked together in this time. Onwards northeast towards the sanctuary. He had agreed upon our destination. As we begin our lockstep journey, I felt more optimistic about our future. I am sure we face many challenges on the road ahead of us. This will not be the last time we argue. Hey, like to do this with old fantasy names. What? It's annoying. I don't understand old words. We are likely to stumble upon problems which will shake our faith more than I wish to imagine. But beyond all that, I am hopeful. If we have managed to overcome this hurdle, then the next one will be easier to handle. We continue on our journey into the country. The road was just as long and winding as it was before Murum. Sure. I breathed more steadily this time, and my legs had a softer arch to them. Another village came between us. Longer. Doming. A hill. What does doming mean? Doming a hill? Does that just mean it's an arched? Like it's a big hill? I don't want to Google it. Wait, did I mess up winding and winding again? Winding. Fuck. Okay. At its peak, a white church tower appears at the sky with its long steering vane fashioned into an up-pointing feather. It was the symbol of a faith I did not yet recognize. Like it's sitting on top. Okay. Alan explained to me that Orithane was more mosaic was a mosaic of different cultures with patterned countryside that varied not only in land but as in people. He did not recognize the feather, but claimed it was a symbol of this land's particular religion. Up the hill and down the valley we went, passing by old farmers, and those faces were roasted by a summer sun. Mosaic? It's not mosaic. It's mosaic. Okay. When they would glance our way, their eyes narrowed just for a flash before returning to their husbandry and gossip. Okay. As unspoken understanding kept us level-headed, as long as we didn't act strange, they would not react strangely. They're cautious towards us, as much was much more tempered compared to that of Heron's lackeys. This was an expected level of suspicion. What? They're pronounced the same? Okay. Well, you can use either pronunciation. I mean, like that's silly. It was decided that we would avoid resting in towns overnight, for fear of waking up with a Silveran presence around us. At least until we get further north. Although we were outside of the domain, Gymsar urged us not to take any risks. This music is nice, Dr. Pupper.
We stumble into Heron once. There are other, less forgiving people on the road. Best to avoid them.
Further we treaded. As evening fell, 2 more villages were now behind us, drowned out among the hills and scattered corpses. There were no towns on the way to the sanctuary, and that was out of deliberation. The map revealed to us the safest way. From then on out, only the road and its flanking wilderness kept us company. Copes, not corpse. Copes. What's copes?
Cops.
Cops?
Cops.
Okay, a small group of trees. Well, okay then. That answers that question. No, I should turn off Twitter. That was I just saw like a notification on Twitter and was like, I should check that. Ah, notification. No, I should turn that off while I'm streaming. My steps sank and pushed into the dark and humid ground. It was starting to get muddy up ahead, and the sky bore an ashen curtain of clouds, fringed by the silvering of sunlight. I do know what words. I swear. I know a word or two, you know. The air was damp and cool, riddled with earthen smells. The gentle breeze would occasionally sharpen and cut at my cheeks and muzzle, bringing the chill down to the roots of my whiskers. It must have rained earlier, and it looks rain again. There was a silent flash in the clouds up ahead, and we all flinch. A storm's coming.
Aye, it might be time to call it a day.
The distant crash of thunder washes over me, rattling through the air and earth. It continued to echo across the hills behind us. Gymsar pointed off to the side of the road.
Over there.
Oh! Well, this is beautiful. What? Man, I had such a hard time painting. Like, anytime I would try to, like, paint a sky, it always just looked weird. It never looked right. I could never get color to look right when I try to use it. Like, they don't blend the way that I want it to. And I'm just like, damn it, why can't it just be easy? It's the struggle, right? At least with, like, graphite, you can do some, like, fun tricks to manipulate, like, gradients and things within the graphite. And I can do that. I used to do that pretty fine. I haven't done it in, like, 2 years now. So I guess, like, it would take me a little bit of practice to get back at it, but... Yeah. Lost track of thought. But yeah, there's a lot of like more fun, like easier things, I guess, to do with that. Can never get painting right though. Like I can never learn how to use a brush well. I'm always like, how come when I brush it doesn't brush the way I want? Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Also, I'm probably going to stop here for tonight. Just to... I got some things I need to do before tomorrow. So... is what it is. Yeah, I have to call it a bit earlier tonight. I'll probably be here for the next 5 minutes, though. I'll probably cut it off at exactly, like... try to cut it at around, like, 11:30. For me, anyway. It's so short. It's an hour. And I read for, like, 40 of those minutes. Look, that was a lot of reading. There was the whole waking up sequence, the tavern, talking with the Gymsar. And then the part of the travel. We got a lot done. It's all good. Yeah, this was like a normal 2-hour stream would be. Oh my god. It was the most reading he's done in a Pervader stream, yet ironically enough. Good point. We didn't distract you too much this time. We got through more than one scene. Oh my god. To be fair, last stream, the scene with Heron was long. Disregarding my tangents, that was a long scene. Like, the scenes here were a lot shorter. It is what it is. Darian, you're coming in as soon as I'm about to turn off the stream? What a fucking loser. Oh my god. Go your own pace. I mean, a lot of these VNs are in the early stages anyway. They are. Darian shows up. The signal the end. Oh my god. Mustache for quite a time. Right. But alright everyone, I'll see you around. Have a good night everyone.